Hey everyone, Ryan here, or M&R Productions, and welcome to the future of LEGO Star Wars. That's right, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about everything that I think could probably be happening in the next 3 to 4 years, given all of the recent Disney movie and TV show announcements. I think that's a really important topic to tackle because I've been getting questions of, do you think they're going to make sets from this? Do you think they're going to make sets from that? And to start you off, very frankly, in general, I think pretty much everything Disney is going to make any official Disney Plus show or movie of is something that LEGO will seriously consider and very likely make sets out of. So heading into 2021, I think the first point to kind of bring up is that product unity has been achieved, or is being achieved, or will be by the end of the year, or whatever, when the Rise of Skywalker sets retire. Basically, all of the normal system scale LEGO Star Wars sets that aren't 18 plus, which would have the black box art, or UCS obviously also gonna have the black box art, are gonna have the white border box art, which means that basically everything LEGO has been working towards over the last few years has kind of culminated in this system where all of the box arts are gonna be the same year over year for what I would say would be probably at least the next 3. Like, I don't see why they would do this unless they planned on keeping it for many, many years to come, which is kind of sad. Like, I kind of missed the year-to-year shift of box arts, but it's a nice change, I suppose, for a little while. I would hope at some point they would go back to changing the box art style, but for now, basically what they've got is this white border with a character to kind of denote which series or era the set is from, although they haven't even been doing the best job of keeping that up to date, so hopefully they can do that better going into 2021 and beyond. But it appears they're going for unity with packaging year over year, so you don't have year-old products sitting on the shelf that looked outdated compared to the new stuff. They'll just all look the same from a normal consumer's point of view. Something that this does allow LEGO to do is to keep products available for longer than a typical, like, at most 2-year product run. And the products that I see this most likely to be used with is something like the X-Wing and TIE Fighter $40 and $50 set re-releases of sets that we just had, you know, on shelves a year ago from today, honestly. And so seeing this happening gives some credence to the idea that LEGO could be looking to keep some products available for more than just 2 years, which I think is good. They already do this with UCS sets a lot, but they should be doing this with some of these smaller sets that are just iconic vehicles that they don't need to just keep remaking, and they've kind of found a good price point with this latest TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Maybe not the best models they've ever created, but certainly a good price point for most people looking to buy gifts for kids or whatever the case is. We'll see what happens with that, but with some of the stuff on the list we'll get to, it seems to make sense. So 2021 has a couple main Disney Plus releases, with the Book of Boba Fett coming out very late in the year. Now, it's possible that LEGO releases some sets for the summer lineup that would release August 1st. Maybe we could get a one-off set in October or November for the Book of Boba Fett, but I think it's much more likely that anything LEGO Star Wars for the Book of Boba Fett wouldn't be released until January of 2022. I could only expect a Slave One or Jabba's Palace. Those are the only reasonable things we could sit here and look at them possibly doing at this point in time, because we don't know anything else that would be contained in that outside of what we already know from The Mandalorian Season 2. The other show coming out in 2021, of course, is the Bad Batch animated series. I want to say it's coming out earlier in 2021, which could mean we would be seeing sets from it as early as August 2021 for the summer lineup of LEGO Star Wars sets. We will not be seeing any in April as far as I'm aware, but it does seem to make a lot of sense that we could get something like a Bad Batch shuttle, and if you've seen the trailer for the Bad Batch, there are a ton of clone troopers and a ton of, like, post-episode 3 stuff going on. Like, there's just a ton of possibilities for LEGO to make sets based off this. Now, I'm not too high on that possibility, given how much they kind of fumbled and screwed up the Season 7 of Clone Wars and what could have been there. So I would keep your expectations low as far as Bad Batch sets go, but it's entirely possible we get a few of them come August and maybe even into 2022. And how much Bad Batch stuff we get will probably directly correlate to how many seasons of the show end up coming out. But it's basically like Clone Wars Season 8, and I cannot wait for that show. The only other thing I really have to talk about for 2021 is that we have the UCS gunship should be coming out. It should be coming out in 2021. I expect May the 4th. That's just part of the future of LEGO Star Wars, is that fan vote idea should be coming to fruition near the middle of 2021. And I'm really excited for that. 2022 should start out with Mandalorian Season 3, and given the track record, Disney does tend to give stuff to LEGO early with The Mandalorian, so we would probably see Mandalorian Season 3 sets either in the April wave of 2022, and this is assuming there is an April wave in 2022, or of course the summer wave, or maybe even possibly in the January wave. I don't see why it couldn't happen in the January wave. They released Mandalorian sets before the season in Season 1, so we could see it happen, but it's just kind of anyone's guess at that point. 2022 will also have the Kenobi and Andor series releasing, according to my little search, and I believe it's correct. Those shows are, of course, going to be really cool and really popular, I think. Andor, of course, really gritty rebellion type of thing. I would expect something like a U-Wing to be shown back up in LEGO Star Wars for that show. Of course, the U-Wing scene in Rogue One, and because it's kind of attached to Rogue One, I don't see why it wouldn't also feature U-Wings. So Andor could see a U-Wing set. I know a lot of people have been asking me if I think that one's going to get re-released or remade or whatever the case is. I think you're going to want to look towards 2022. Again, the exact release date of these shows is unknown at this point, so, you know, maybe in the summer wave, maybe in the spring, who knows, but 2022, or maybe even that set could come out in like January 2023, but a U-Wing does seem to make a lot of sense, and of course, anything else that's going to be iconic from the Andor series would certainly make good set material. It's just at this point we have no idea. The same goes for Kenobi. We don't really know a lot about the Kenobi storyline. Of course, it'll include Hayden Christensen in some form or fashion in his Darth Vader outfit, and maybe even some flashbacks to prequel era, episode 3, Anakin, whatever it is. Like, that would be nice and all. I don't know what that's going to mean exactly for LEGO, but I would be shocked if we don't get at least one LEGO set based off the Kenobi TV show, if not many, many more. The only other thing I have written down in big, bold letters for 2022 is that it's the year that I think LEGO's going to make a LEGO Star Wars CMF series. I've heard some rumblings about what's going to be happening at the end of 2021 as far as a CMF series. It's not Star Wars, but it does lend some credence to Star Wars happening in future years. As I've been saying over the past few months, I'm pretty damn convinced at this point that there's going to be a LEGO Star Wars CMF series. I think 2022 is going to be the big year for that to finally come to fruition, so keep your eye out for that one. 2023, I believe, is the official release year of Rogue Squadron, which is going to be another Star Wars movie. It's going to be the first movie they'll have done after Episode 9, which is pretty exciting, and this is the exact reason why I think that TIE Fighter and X-Wing is not retiring anytime soon. I think those are going to be like 5-year release sets because Rogue Squadron is going to have TIE Fighters and X-Wings, I believe, so it would make a lot of sense to still have TIE Fighters and X-Wings on the shelves 3 years from now, essentially. I just don't see why you would retire these. You could keep them out for many, many years. Maybe they could update the minifigs halfway through, or when the movie is coming out, they could update the figures and maybe give it a little slight packaging update like Rogue Squadron or whatever. That would make a lot of sense to me, but doing a completely new model wouldn't make so much sense given how quickly they've already redesigned them. Now, there are a ton of other Star Wars TV shows coming to Disney Plus and another movie that is unnamed at this point, so obviously the movie would definitely get sets. The movies are big things for LEGO Star Wars, but as far as the other TV shows, I don't know the exact release years of these ones, so I just kind of put them here in the latter half of the video, but we have the Ahsoka show, which of course is going to at some point intertwine with The Mandalorian, as well as Rangers of the New Republic. Those are all supposed to have one kind of culminating event. I assume that's going to be something to do with Thrawn, which is exciting. We'll get more LEGO Thrawn. The LEGO Thrawn set I bought will go up in value. It's all going to be great. And so, of course, that means we're going to get more Ahsoka minifigures probably in whatever sets come based off that Ahsoka show. And as far as Rangers of the New Republic, I'm sure we'll get a couple of sets based off that. Probably not as many as maybe Ahsoka and The Mandalorian, because I think those two are going to be the bigger properties out of the three. We also have Visions, which is apparently like little anime shorts. That's the one little series I don't know if I could say is probably going to get any sets. It seems like something that doesn't lend itself very well to being seen in a physical product for LEGO. The other three things we have are Lando, which is a really exciting, hopefully Donald Glover adventure that's going to hopefully shore up the Kira and Darth Maul timeline as well, so we can get a bunch of sets based off that, of course. And then we have Acolyte, which is like a Sith thing, and that is rather exciting. Apparently it's supposed to take place like 900 years, I want to say is what I heard, before like episode 1 or something. Like, it's pretty far in the past, which is exciting as well, because that should be all new material for LEGO to kind of go in and make things based off, whether it be vehicles or minifigures. And then the third thing here is the droid story little animated thing. I want to say this one's going to be more geared towards children, which is fine and dandy. We have a bunch of stuff geared towards like older people like myself, but I think this one would specifically see like LEGO Juniors or 4+ sets if it were to get anything in LEGO form, because it's going to be like R2-D2 and C-3PO and just kind of a cutesy thing probably. I don't know exactly, but that's what it sounded like to me when I heard about it. I've got a few miscellaneous things here too for the future of LEGO Star Wars. I think we're going to see continued re-releases and remakes of things that we've seen re-releases and remakes of before. Like, I think that's common sense. I don't think I have to sit here and say that for most people to figure that one out. But, you know, Millennium Falcon, we'll see another Millennium Falcon again, I'm sure. You know, things like that. Y-Wing, we'll see another Y-Wing. You know, I would love to see remakes from things from like Episode 3 and the Clone Wars and all that jazz. Like, that's a really exciting prospect. But I would say it's gonna gear towards more heavily the original trilogy, as it always has been. Sales of the prequel sets have shown recently that there's a high demand for that type of stuff. And I'm someone that loves all of Star Wars. I hate when people come in and say, oh, you know, the original trilogy is more popular. Yeah, it's more popular, sure. But there's still a lot of people that like this other stuff, and that doesn't mean LEGO can't do it all. You gotta look at what Hasbro's doing with their Black Series lineup. They're doing everything, and it's amazing, versus LEGO, who's over here just laser focused on making another TIE Fighter and X-Wing. It's kind of sad. So yeah, I expect to see a lot more like remakes and re-releases, as we've been seeing kind of intertwined with all of this new movie and TV stuff. I also expect to see a larger focus on fan desires. I think it's been pretty crazy the last couple of years, how we've kind of made ourselves heard, if you will, with the Final First Battle Pack, the gunship, and hopefully to see the Jar Jar brickheads. That's going to be the trifecta there. I'm sure they'll do more fan votes. I always find those really fun, and I think a lot of people find them very fun to kind of get into and campaign for, or whatever the case may be. And so I don't know what they'll do future fan votes for. I would love to see them bring battle packs back. I'm sure some people are going to be like, oh, do you think that? I don't know. I honestly don't know about battle packs. They're kind of up in the air to me. It's a little sad that they took them away, but it is what it is, I suppose. And then the last thing I have written down is more weird crap. LEGO does weird crap from time to time, right? Like they come in and they try things. I don't necessarily think weird is the right term to apply to some of these things, but like the helmet series, right? Didn't see those 2 years ago, but all of a sudden we have these helmet sets, which are kind of interesting. The action battle set, like LEGO has more concepts in the pipeline, I'm sure, that are just kind of random set and play concepts, whether it's either a display set or a play set, for kids or adults, or anything in between. Like, can have dual purpose things too. And I'm sure there's just more weird crap coming. Who knows what it is? But LEGO tries things every once in a while, and I would expect over the next few years to just see more weird crap, because that's what we see every once in a while. Oh, PS note here on the back end. There's like a 0.01% chance LEGO Star Wars ends. Like I think 2021 is the last year of the contract, and I, like you and probably many others, may very much assume that it's going to be reworked and re-signed in another 10-year whatever extension. And I think that's 100% like the most likely thing. But it's kind of like when an asteroid has a near-Earth pass, right? And it's like the 0.0001% chance. There's a sliver of a chance that Disney and LEGO, for whatever reason, just can't come to terms. I don't think that's going to happen. LEGO and Disney are, you know, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. They both make a ton of money off each other. Nothing wrong with that. And so I think that there's no reason they wouldn't like re-up their deal with some new deal. And they usually tend to announce that type of thing, I think. So we should see an announcement here in the next year or so, I would say. I would be surprised if by the end of 2021 we haven't heard anything. Fingers crossed. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.